So for this session, I would grab a couple light or medium-sized dumbbells, one of your Schroth pads, a dowel, maybe a moderate tension band, a heavier one, and a chair. So we'll start in sitting at the very edge of the chair. Think about putting equal weight on your sit bones. Hands are going to be on top of the thighs. And you're going to use your hands to gently press down into your thighs and elongate your spine. Now that you're there, let's think about dropping that right sit bone, kind of tucking it underneath you ever so slightly. And think about that space between your right kind of lower rib and the top of the iliac crest. Can you make that space longer and taller? And you can use your hands to help you slightly create that space. So you want to imagine you're tacking that right sit bone down, you're elongating up and away from that pelvis. Good. And we're just going to breathe there. Think about drawing the shoulder blades down, growing nice and tall through the crown of your head. And let's take a really wide and deep breath there. Exhale all the way out. Again, wide and deep breath. Exhale all the way out. Good. So just how we perform our supine exercises for your scoliosis specific exercises, think about expanding wide and big in that kind of right lower back space, wide and big in that left upper back space. So everything's going to expand wide and big, but put focus into those places. Can you expand wide and big right into those places? Let's go for two more. Deep breath in. Exhale out. And last one, deep breath in. And exhale out. Good. So now keeping that position and the elongation through your spine, try to see if you can lift one thigh up gently, keeping that positioning. Slowly come back down. Lift the other side up. Slowly come back down. So you're going to keep alternating from side to side, slow and controlled, lifting up, coming right back down. Let's go for three more. Going for three, right back down, lifting up. Good. Keep growing long and tall. Two, back up, right back down. And last one, lift, coming back, and last one. Good. We're going to reach down. We're going to grab our lighter band. And the palms are facing upward. Elbows are in. You're still gliding that right sit bone down, going up and over towards that left side as you lift and elongate the left upper ribs. Palms facing up or pulling the band apart and gently coming right back in. Let's reach out and away, coming right back in. As you pull apart, think about leading that movement from the shoulder blades. So the shoulder blades kind of pull back gently first, and then you pull, coming back in. Let's go for 10 more. 10. Good. 9. Let's go. 8. 7. Good. 6. Going 5 more. 4 more. Going 3. 2. And last one. Good. Relax just for a second. Hands back on top of the thighs. Elongate the spine. Good. We're going to go for 5 really big breaths. So widen the ribs, widen through the belly, grow tall. Exhaling out. Keep yourself wide and big. Deep breath in. Exhaling out. 3 more. Going for 3. Wide and big. Exhaling out. 2 more. Wide and big. Exhaling out. And last one. Wide and big. And exhaling out. Good. So notice I'm doing an overcorrection just so you can kind of see the direction I need you working towards. But remember, the ribs are still over the top of the sit bones, right? So I'm not overarching. I'm not too far behind, right? I'm stacked so that my ribs are right up on top of the sit bones. Shoulders are right over the top of the ribs. Head is right over on top of the shoulders, okay? So try to keep that alignment the whole way through. We're going to take your band and the dowel now. The dowel is going to go into your left hand. The band will go towards the tippy top, and you'll make sure that it's nice and stable. The left hand is pressing downward towards the ground, and that's going to help us kind of create that shift up and over, okay? So you're pressing down into that dowel. It's going to help you create that traction through your spine and hold that position there. Right hand is going to pull across your body, and you're pulling straight down. So think about the shoulder blade gliding down in that position. My elbow is still in my peripheral vision, so it's not too far back, right? It's right out to the side, maybe around 45 degrees. We're going to hold this position. So you're pressing down into that dowel, growing, lifting nice and tall. And let's breathe wide and big from this position. If you get tired, you can take a break and then start again. Okay? So we're going to aim for about 30 seconds here. Alexa, set a 30-second timer. Deep breath in, growing nice and tall. Exhaling out. Deep breath in, keep growing. Exhaling out. Good, deep breath in. Good, exhaling out. Deep breath in, grow, 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 tall, 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 tall. Exhaling out. Keep pressing into that dowel. A couple more breaths. Deep breath in. Exhaling out. And last one, deep breath in. Exhaling out. Good. Take a breather. We're going to get rid of the bands just for a second. And we're going to hold on to the dowel. We're going to cross the dowel in front of our chest. Good. Keeping the knees parallel and keeping the stick parallel to the ground. You're going to think about growing nice and tall through your spine. Again, the right sit bone is tacked down. You're growing up and away from that right sit bone. Keep that position and keeping the dowel parallel to the ground. I want you to begin gently spiraling the back as far as you can take it without the pelvis moving and without changing the positioning of the dowel. So the dowel is always parallel to the ground. And let's gently come back in. You're going to go the other way, taking it kind of as far as you can go without moving the pelvis. Deep breath in. Exhale, come right on back. Good. So as you rotate, take a deep breath in. Try to open up the ribs as wide and as big as they will get. Exhale, you're going to come back in. Good. Deep breath in. You're going to rotate. Spiral, open through the ribs. Exhale, coming right back in. We're going to the left. Rotate. Deep breath in. Exhale. Come right on back. And here's your last one. Deep breath in. Exhale. Come right on back. Hands are going to go on top of the dowel. Good. We're gently going to begin rolling the dowel forward over the front of our thighs. You're going to exhale. Reach the dowel forward. You're going to create a little C curve in your spine, look towards your belly button, and then slowly come back up. Good. We're just going to do 2 of those. Deep breath in, exhale, looking towards your belly button. Good. Coming right back up. Good. So now you're taking that dowel gently overhead. Again, right sit bone pressing down. You're growing up and over towards that left side, expanding wide and big through the ribs. Dowel is going to go overhead as far as you can take it, keeping that positioning, and then slowly make your way back down. Okay. So as we pull to lift, shoulder blades are gliding down your back, but you're still growing long and tall. And then slowly come back down. Let's go for 3 more. Coming up, lifting for 3. Good. Coming right on back. Good. Going 2. Right on back. And last one. Good. Right on back. So using that dowel, we're going to place it down on the ground towards your left side. You're going to begin turning your body in your chair so that the front knee is bent in front, the 90 degrees. The back leg is slightly bent, also about 90 degrees at the knee. We're going to lift the bottom arm up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale all the air out. So you're still pressing down into that dowel, trying to use that dowel to help you elongate your spine. And think about dropping that right hip down towards the ground. You're lifting up, exhaling all the air out. Again, deep breath in, reach. Exhaling out. And last one, lift. And exhaling out. Good. We're turning to the other side. Carefully reach over, bring the dowel over to the right side. You're bent to about 90 degrees at the knee. This hip is going to stay pretty level, so you're not dropping the hip. It's going to stay pretty level on this side, okay? So still most of that weight is through the right ischium or your sit bone. You're going to use that dowel, but this time when you press into that dowel, you're using it to kind of help you shift away from the right pelvis, okay? So we're not leaning towards that right side. You're pushing away from the dowel, okay? Once you feel like you have that position, then begin reaching the arm up and coming right back down. Going again, straight up, deep breath in, coming right back down. We're going to go for 3 more, lifting for 3, right back down. Going again, 2, right back down, and last one, and right back down. Beautiful. So we're going to come back to center. We're going to get rid of the dowel just for now. And we're gently going to work on getting up. Okay. So again, right sit bone grounded. You're reaching up and over to that left side. We're going to shift forward with a nice straight spine. Hands are going to go back behind us. And we're going to go ahead and stand on up. Hold for a second. Slowly come back down. Find the seat, keeping that neutral spine position. And we're coming back. So coming back up, hold for a second. Slowly back down. So keeping that shift up and over towards that left side. And last one, coming up and coming back down. Good. So we're going to grab your light weights. Good. Let's hold on to just one of them for right now. We're going to turn sideways. So one hand is going to go on top of the chair. The other leg is going to go out in front. And we're kind of at a slight lunged position. Okay. I want you to think about pulling air right into that right lower back as we're doing this exercise. Okay. So you're going to lift the elbow up and in. The shoulder blade glides out and back. Chin is connected and in. Spine is long. Maybe you take a deep breath in here. Exhale. Come right back down. Either way, you can use a deep breath in or an exhale when you pull. See what feels most comfortable to you, but make sure you're not holding your breath. You're always expanding wide and big, using your breath to help you stabilize your spine. So let's go for 5 more. Coming back down, going 4 more, back down, 3, good, 2 more, 2, and last one. Good. So we're going to come up to standing. We're going to switch around to the other side. Make sure you don't have any obstacles in your way. So we're going to put the other leg out in front. The hand is down to stabilize you. Spine is nice and straight. Good. We're going to pull straight up and in. Hold for a second. And then slowly make your way back out. So you're going to lift up and in. And slowly come back out. So if you have the other leg in front, you can make the switch. Just remember which one you had in front and coming right back out. Let's go for 5 more. Breathing nice, wide and big. 4. Good job. Going 3 more. 2 more. And the last one. Good. So we're coming back up to standing. You're going to grab your other weight. We're going to come back to sitting. I'm going to turn you to the side just so that you can see. But we're going to begin shifting forward. So our spine is connected. One nice long line. So ribs over the top of the sit bones, shoulders over ribs, head over shoulders. Keeping that alignment, you're just going to hinge forward from your hips, keeping the spine as neutral as possible. Once you're in that position, take one weight in each hand. We're going to begin lifting the arms directly out to the side, pulling from the shoulder blades first. So shoulder blades lift up and in. Then you'll lift your weights out to the side. You hold for a second, slowly come back in. Shoulder blades go first, lift out, and then slowly come back in. We're going for 8 more. Shoulder blades, lift, coming right back in. Going for 7, lift, right back in. Going 6, lift, right back in. So as you're moving here, your breath is still wide and big. Remember that breath is there to help you stabilize the spine, but it's also there to make sure that you're expanding through those muscles that are collapsed and or tight. So as you take that deep breath in, whatever muscles begin to spasm should let off a little bit, coming up. Right back down. Give me 2 more. Going 2. Right back in. And here's your last one. Lift. Coming right back up. Good. So now we're using the weights as we get up from there. So bend your knees. You're hinging forward from your hips. Remember, you're pulling your ribs away from that right hip. Once you get into that position, squeeze through your glutes, press down into the ground, push straight up to stand, squeeze your butt, stand up nice and tall, push away from that right hip, hold for a second, and then slowly lower yourself back down. Coming back again, lifting up, squeeze through your tush, press through that right heel, reach the ribs up and over to that left side, slowly come back down. And here's your last one. Pressing up, press through that right heel, reach out and over towards that left side, hold it there. And we're coming right on back. Good. So with one weight in your hand, you're going to come towards the back of your chair. Let's start with the right foot out in front, left foot slightly back behind you. So you're on the ball of your foot. You're stabilizing through the chair, and you're using the weight to help ground you. or gently bending the front knee. Back knee bends as we come down, and you're slowly going to come right back up. So you decide how far you can tolerate the movement. You can make it shallow, or you can take a nice wide stance and make it a bigger movement. But you decide where you feel comfortable. I want you, again, focusing on pushing through that right foot, pushing away from that hip to really create space along that right rib cage and hip. Okay. Lowering down, coming right back up. Good. Let's go for 6 more. 6. Good. Going 5 more. 5. Good. 4. 3 more. 3. 2 more. 2. And last one. Good. We're going to make the switch. So the weight goes into the other hand. I'm going to turn the chair around just so that I can continue facing you. Left foot goes out in front. Again, same idea. You're pushing away from that right hip and right foot. So we're not collapsing on that side. You're pushing away from that foot down into that foot to help you elongate that side, and then begin gently coming down. So you're lowering down gently and coming right back up. Good. Lowering down and coming right back up. We've got 6 more. Going for 6. Right back up. Going for 5. Right back up. 4 more. Going for 4. Back up. 3 more. 3. Good. 2 more. 2. Good. And the last one. Nice. Very good. So you're going to set yourself up for your leg kicks. So make sure you have your pad close to you, and you're going to pull your chair over towards your blue band. So you set yourself up. Your band is connected to a stable surface. And just make sure you've got the loop on the other end for your leg. And your foot's going to go inside that loop. Good. So we'll start with kicking the right leg first. So you've got the chair there. Again, you're using the chair to help you grow up and over to that left side. Think about keeping the ribs right over the top of the sit bone, so we're not collapsed back here, right? Ribs are up and forward over the top of the sit bones. Push away from that right pelvis, so most of the weight is now on the left. And now using that chair to guide you a little bit, reach that right leg out. You'll hold for a second and then slowly make your way back in. So we're going to go for a full 10. Coming back in, going 8 more, going 8. Good. 7. Going 6. 5. 4. Good job. 3. 2. And last one. Good. So you can do 2 sets of those. I'm going to go ahead and turn around, and we're going to do the other side. So for the other side, you are going to use your pad. That pad's going to go underneath your right foot, and the band goes on the left. Okay. So right foot goes on the pad. You're using that pad just to help give you a little bit of elevation for that left leg. Try to get the pelvis as equal and neutral as possible so you're not collapsed, right? You are as level as possible. And then once you feel like you're there, again, you're using the chair to help you reach up and over just a tad. And now you're going to reach that leg out and you're coming back in. So you should be working really hard to stabilize that pelvis and to make sure that you're not collapsing over to that side. Okay, so you're always reaching the ribs away from that pelvis. Let's go 8 more. 8. Going 7. Good. 6. 5 more. 5. Good. 4. 3. 2 more. 2. And the last one. Good. So again, you can do 2 sets from there. So you're going to take yourself out of the strap gently, come back up to standing, turn your chair around, and grab your moderate band or your lighter band. So now, tying that band to your stable surface, we're going to begin first with rotating towards the right side. So you'll tie that band to a stable surface. About shoulder height or slightly below shoulder height is okay. You can tie this to the door as well. Bring it on the other side of the door, slam the door shut. So your hands are clasped, elbows are wide. We are working on elongating the spine as we did in the beginning. Once you feel like you have that positioning, clasp the hands in front of you, and you're going to reach the band directly forward at chest level, and then slowly come back in. So you're going out, hold, and slowly come back in. So let's go for 8 more. 8, and back in. 7, keep growing long and tall, and back in. All the way out, and back in. Give me 5 more. Going 5, and back in. 4, back in. 3 more. 3, back in. 2 more. 2, back in. And here's your last one. Good. Hold the arms out there. Try to see if you can glide the right knee up towards your chest, slow and control without changing anything. And then slowly make your way back down. Coming back up. Lift, hold. Slowly come back down. Let's go for 3 more. Going 3. Right back down. 2 more. 2. Right back down. And last one. Lift. Coming right back down. Good job. We're going to turn around to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to turn the chair around. And this way you can mirror me. So we're still using that same band. You're sitting as tall as you can sit. You're going to pull the band in front of your sternum. Hands are clasped. Elbows are wide. You're reaching out in front of you. Grow long and tall. And then slowly come back in. Think about shoulders, ribs, pelvis being all in one line. As you reach out, maybe you expand and breathe in really wide and big through the ribs. Use that breath to help you stabilize the spine. Let's go out for 5 more. Right back in. 4. Back in. 3 more. 3. Back in. 2 more. 2. Back in. And here's your last one. You're reaching out and you're staying out. Try to see if you can really press down through that right sit bone. Elongate the spine up and over to that left. Keep that position. And now drive the left knee up towards your chest. Hold for a second. And then slowly come back down. Lift the left knee up, hold for a second, and come back down. Let's go for 3 more. Lifting for 3, come right back down. Going for 2, right back down. And here's your last one. Lift, coming right back down. Beautiful. So we're standing up. We're going to finish with your standing trough or scoliosis specific exercise. You are up against your wall or your ladder, a door. Your feet are very close to the wall, about hip width apart or slightly wider than hip width apart. You're going to begin with the hands above the head. So if you can reach a little bit higher, better. You want to think about how we do the supine exercise with the ball. The elbows are wide. The elbows are still wide on the wall. And you're going to begin first, always, by thinking about the pelvis. So I would think about, for you, driving, again, that right pelvis underneath you. Once you're there, grow really nice and tall through the spine as best as you can. You are thinking about widening that space between your shoulder blades. And then once you're there, begin bending your knees, keep the sternum forward, and the spine is relatively straight, okay? Think about sending the energy through your sit bones down towards the ground. Your pelvis is stable and you're pulling and growing away from your spine without really using your hands. You're using your body to elongate your spine. Elbows are wide and big. Good. And we're going to spend about a good 30 seconds here just breathing wide and big. Alexa, set a 30-second timer. Deep breath in. And then exhaling out. Expand wide and big through that right lower back. Wide and big through that area right between your shoulder blades. Let the belly expand. Let the ribs expand. And keep growing long and tall. Good. Alexa, stop. Go ahead and straighten the knees. Come to standing. Hands are going to go down by your side. Think about pulling the right ribs up and away from the right pelvis. Grow long and tall. And just see if you can hold that position. Close your eyes. We'll hold it there for about 10 seconds. Try to feel what it feels like to pull the right ribs away from that right pelvis. What does it feel like to bring the ribs over the top of the sit bones? Is everything in one line or are all your blocks stacked? Open the eyes and relax. You made it. Good job.